Carl Icahn's investing tip number 7. Long-term perspective. Building wealth with patience and strategic vision. A long-term perspective is one of the most critical components of successful investing, and it's a philosophy that Carl Icahn has embraced throughout his career. Unlike short-term traders who focus on quick gains, a long-term perspective involves making investment decisions based on the potential for growth and value over an extended period, often years or even decades. This approach requires patience, discipline, and a deep understanding of the underlying factors that drive a company's success. Here's an in-depth look at how a long-term perspective can lead to substantial wealth creation and how Carl Icahn has leveraged this approach in his investment strategy. The core principles of a long-term perspective. 1. Understanding intrinsic value. Focus on fundamentals. A long-term perspective emphasizes the importance of a company's intrinsic value, which is derived from its fundamentals such as revenue, earnings, cash flow, and competitive position. Rather than being swayed by short-term market fluctuations, investors with a long-term perspective focus on whether the company is fundamentally strong and likely to grow over time. Icahn's approach. Icahn identifies companies that he believes are undervalued based on their intrinsic value. He looks for businesses with solid fundamentals that are temporarily out of favor with the market. By investing in these companies, Icahn positions himself to benefit from their long-term growth and eventual market recognition of their true value. 2. Patience and timing. Waiting for value to emerge. One of the hallmarks of a long-term perspective is the willingness to wait for an investment to reach its full potential. This often means enduring periods of market volatility or underperformance without losing confidence in the investment. Icahn's patience. Icahn is known for his patience, often holding investments for several years as he waits for the market to recognize the value he sees. This approach allows him to capitalize on significant gains once the company's fundamentals are reflected in its stock price. 3. Compounding returns. Power of compounding. A long-term perspective allows investors to benefit from the power of compounding, where returns on an investment are reinvested to generate even more returns over time. Compounding can significantly increase the value of an investment, especially when held over many years. Icahn's strategy. By holding investments for the long term, Icahn takes advantage of compounding returns. This strategy is particularly effective in companies that pay dividends or reinvest profits into growth, leading to exponential growth in value over time. 4. Resilience to market volatility. Ignoring short-term noise. Markets are inherently volatile, with prices often fluctuating due to short-term events, investor sentiment, or macroeconomic factors. A long-term perspective helps investors avoid making impulsive decisions based on short-term market movements. Icahn's focus. Icahn is not easily swayed by short-term market volatility. He understands that markets can be irrational in the short term, but over the long term, they tend to reflect a company's true value. His long-term perspective allows him to remain focused on his investment thesis, even during periods of market turbulence. 5. Identifying long-term trends. Writing megatrends. Investors with a long-term perspective often look for broad, enduring trends that are likely to drive growth for years to come. These could include technological advancements, demographic shifts, or changes in consumer behavior. Icahn's insight. Icahn has a keen eye for identifying long-term trends that can transform industries. For example, his investments in technology and energy companies are often based on the belief that these sectors will continue to grow and evolve over the long term. By aligning his investments with these trends, Icahn positions himself to benefit from sustained growth. Carl Icahn's long-term perspective in action. 1. Apple Inc. Strategic investment. Icahn's investment in Apple was based on his belief in the company's long-term potential, driven by its strong brand, innovative products, and substantial cash flow. Despite short-term fluctuations in Apple's stock price, Icahn maintained his position for several years, ultimately realizing significant gains as the company's value continued to grow. Focus on value creation. Icahn's long-term perspective allowed him to see beyond temporary market concerns, focusing instead on the company's ability to create value over time. His investment in Apple is a testament to the power of holding a high-quality stock with strong fundamentals for the long haul. 2. Netflix. Early investment. Icahn invested in Netflix when the company was still in its growth phase, recognizing its potential to disrupt the entertainment industry. Despite initial skepticism from the market, Icahn's long-term perspective led him to hold the stock as the company expanded its subscriber base and content offerings. Significant returns. Icahn's patience paid off as Netflix's stock price soared over the years. By focusing on the company's long-term potential rather than short-term challenges, Icahn was able to achieve substantial returns on his investment. 3. Herbalife. Defending the long-term thesis, Icahn's investment in Herbalife was marked by controversy and market volatility, as the company faced significant scrutiny from regulators and other investors. However, Icahn remained committed to his long-term thesis, believing in the company's ability to navigate these challenges and emerge stronger. Enduring market pressure. Icahn's long-term perspective allowed him to withstand market pressure and continue supporting the company. His conviction in Herbalife's business model and management ultimately led to a successful investment outcome as the company stabilized and grew. The benefits of a long-term perspective. 1. Reduced transaction costs. Minimizing costs. Frequent buying and selling of stocks can lead to high transaction costs, including commissions, taxes, and slippage. A long-term perspective reduces the need for constant trading, thereby minimizing these costs. Icahn's approach. By holding investments for the long term, Icahn minimizes transaction costs, allowing more of his capital to remain invested and compound over time. 2. Emotional discipline. Avoiding emotional decisions. A long-term perspective helps investors avoid making decisions based on emotions, such as fear or greed. It encourages a more rational, strategic approach to investing. Icahn's discipline. Icahn's long-term perspective allows him to stay disciplined in his investment decisions. He focuses on the long-term potential of his investments rather than getting caught up in short-term market movements or emotional reactions. 3. Maximizing gains. Capturing full value. Holding investments for the long term allows investors to capture the full value of a company's growth. Short-term trading can lead to missed opportunities, as investors may sell too early before the company reaches its full potential. Icahn's gains. Icahn's ability to hold investments for the long term has allowed him to capture significant gains in companies that have grown and prospered over time. His long-term perspective has been a key factor in his ability to generate substantial wealth. Challenges of a long-term perspective. 1. Patience and endurance. Staying the course. One of the biggest challenges of a long-term perspective is maintaining patience and endurance, especially during periods of market volatility or underperformance. Investors must resist the temptation to abandon their positions based on short-term setbacks. Icahn's patience. Icahn has demonstrated remarkable patience in his investments, even when faced with market challenges. His ability to stay the course and maintain his long-term vision has been critical to his success. 2. Uncertainty and unpredictability. Navigating uncertainty. The future is inherently uncertain, and long-term investments are subject to a wide range of unpredictable factors, including economic changes, technological advancements, and competitive pressures. Investors must be prepared to navigate these uncertainties while maintaining their long-term perspective. Icahn's adaptability. Icahn's long-term perspective is complemented by his ability to adapt to changing circumstances. While he maintains a focus on long-term value, he is also flexible enough to adjust his strategy in response to new information or market developments. 3. Balancing short-term and long-term goals. Harmonizing objectives. Investors with a long-term perspective must balance their short-term financial needs with their long-term investment goals. This requires careful planning and a clear understanding of one's financial objectives. Icahn's strategy. Icahn balances his long-term investments with strategic decisions that address short-term financial objectives. His ability to harmonize these goals has allowed him to maintain a stable financial position while pursuing long-term wealth creation. Conclusion. A long-term perspective is a cornerstone of Carl Icahn's investment philosophy and a key driver of his success. By focusing on intrinsic value, exercising patience, leveraging the power of compounding, and maintaining resilience in the face of market volatility, Icahn has been able to build substantial wealth over time. His ability to identify long-term trends, minimize transaction costs, and maintain emotional discipline has further strengthened his investment strategy. For any investor, adopting a long-term perspective can lead to more consistent and substantial returns, provided they have the patience, discipline, and strategic vision to stay the course. Icahn's long-term approach serves as a powerful example of how patience and strategic thinking can yield significant rewards in the world of investing. Click the link below for more investing tips. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share and subscribe for more famous investors' tips.